Mostly movies, short subject. This is where I mostly rant about things that are just getting on my nerves in terms of movies and movie culture. I'm seeing YouTube video after YouTube video, people complaining about the 4K releases of True Lies, The Abyss, and Aliens. And I'm going to say right now, right here, who cares? These movies are old. Aliens is almost 40 years old. Nobody cares about this movie anymore. No one remembers this movie anymore, except us. The Abyss, yeah, it's nice to finally have it on in 4K. It's nice to have it in widescreen, proper widescreen format, and all this stuff. But we're going to nitpick over every little thing, and the video quality and the digital noise reduction and the high dynamic range. It's like, stop. And True Lies is a 30-year-old movie. And listen, I didn't even care about that stupid movie when it first came out. I mean, I didn't even go sneak into a theater to see it in 1994 because there was so many really good movies in 1994 that movie was just a forgettable action film that only had a few good scenes in it. So who cares what it looks like? Who cares what it sounds like? All you people that are complaining about the video quality and the audio quality, let me tell you something. If you could drop over $100 on 3 4K discs of these old-time movies, then life is pretty good. You don't have really that much to complain about. The grain structure, who cares? Nobody cares about these things. Just knock it off. The director doesn't care about it. If he did, he would put out a better release. But if the director himself does not care about this movie, why should you? It's like George Lucas. People are saying recently, George Lucas, he betrayed the fans and he's supporting Bob Iger. Of course he's supporting Bob Iger. He's made billions after selling Star Wars to Disney. Billions. Every time they put his name on any one of those stupid books or TV series or video games that suck or toys that are overpriced, George Lucas gets a piece of that. Every time you buy a Star Wars Hallmark ornament, yes, most of the money goes to Disney, but a good chunk goes to George Lucas. So George Lucas is not going to try and wrestle away. He's not going to try to save Star Wars from Disney. He's not. He doesn't care. He's an old man. He's almost 80 years old. He turns 80 in a couple of months. He doesn't care about this stuff anymore. He's just trying to live a nice, quiet life as a civilian now and not have to deal with all these psychotic fans that pretty much railroaded him out of the business about 15 years ago. So my advice to these fans is just let it go. Life is not so bad. And who cares? And these movies and these franchises that you hold so near and so dear, it's time to move on, man. It's really time to move on. Nobody in the 50s was saying, gee, that series of movies in the 30s, The Thin Man, they really need to bring that back and they need to reboot it and re-edit. No. They weren't doing that. Nobody cares. The world moved on. And we have to move on from all this stuff. All these geek franchises and Star Wars and Star Trek and all this stuff. It's like, guys, get on with your life. Even if your intentions are good. Even if they're making good films out of these movies, which for the most part, they're not. But it's time to move on, guys. It really is. We need brand new things. The problem was we had these great movies in the 70s and 80s, and we all got spoiled on Star Wars and Back to the Future and E.T. and Indiana Jones and Ghostbusters and all these things. We got very spoiled. And then in the 90s, all that we really had was great independent films. Studio movies, for the most part, weren't that interesting. And then in the 2000s, we had the franchises came back, Star Wars and Lord of the Rings and all this stuff like this. But you know what? We just need brand new stuff. We don't need to adapt Dune again. We don't need any more books becoming movies. We need good original stories. That's what we need in movies. We don't need any more franchises. My God, they're making another Superman movie. Why? They made it in 1978. They made it in 2006. They rebooted it a third time in 2013. And the reboots are getting worse. Like, Man of Steel is not as good as Superman Returns. Superman Returns isn't even close to the original great Superman film. And now they're making another Superman movie. And it's going to be the new Lois Lane and the new Clark Kent and the... Who cares? Move on. Everybody, we need to move on. Cinema needs to evolve, and we can't be chained to these franchises that existed 30, 40 years ago when it was a different world. That world doesn't exist anymore. We need new products. We need new films. So, and to you people on YouTube that are making all these videos about the abyss, all these videos about aliens and true lies, do me a favor. You got pretty good equipment. You got a camera on your phone. Make your own movie. Make your own short film. Make some sketches and put them on YouTube. Doesn't matter if they're any good. Who cares? Who cares? That's what you do. Stop wasting your creativity complaining about other people's movies. Exactly what I'm doing right at this point. Never said I wasn't a hypocrite. But you guys have the time. You have youth on your side. Most of you don't really need to work 2 and 3 jobs. So just go out there and do it. Stop complaining about the abyss. Make your own movie. Put your own thing out there. This is a generation of young people who are wasting their lives commenting while they play a video game. You know, these people need to make their own things. They need to have their own opinions and their own minds about things. But that's enough out of me. Have a great day, everybody.